Welcome back, everybody, to Montessori Mondays with Sean Edwards and Tool House, how-to tools for parents and schools. So every Monday, I jump on and talk a little bit about Montessori and give you some little tips and some information, and hopefully some insight into what the Montessori program is and how it can benefit the development of your child and really support your family system as well. So today, what I would like to talk about is the preparation of the environment. So if many of you or any of you are starting a new school year, you may have young children who are starting a preschool program at a Montessori environment in a Montessori school. Some of these schools will go through elementary and middle school. Some are just toddler and primary and infant programs. Whatever the case may be, the preschool program is for 3 to 6 year olds. So that's the first thing about the prepared environment, is that you're going to recognize that there is a 3-year age range in the classroom, whatever the school is that you're going to, if it's authentic Montessori. And there are many reasons for that. So we like to foster independence, which was one of my previous Montessori Monday topics. We like to foster independence in the children, and we provide them skills and see that they're capable, and then we allow them to do things independently. And the other aspect of that is actually peer-to-peer development of in social independence. So the children are not only relying on the teacher for support and help, but they're going to each other. And the oldest children in the classroom are the leaders. And they are actually allowed to and able to develop leadership skills. And then there's that fostering of independence with social development and asking for help and relying on each other, which is part of interdependence, which is also a very healthy component about Montessori. So you will have the 3-year age range, and it does go through the end of kindergarten. And it is important for your kindergarten student to stay through the end of the program to complete the academics and curriculum, and also to give back to the community and have a chance to be that leader. All right, so you'll also notice that everything is at the child's height. Now, this is true for the toddlers and infants as well, mostly for the infants. Obviously, they're on the floor, but we do set up the environment so that the materials and everything that's in the environment is as close to their eye as possible. The same thing with toddler, and the same thing with the 3 to 6 year olds. So this allows them to feel like it's an environment that's created for them, and it's very inviting, and it's not intimidating. So they see these materials and they see these wonderful activities to do, and it's right there at their eye level, so they don't have to ask for help, which also fosters independence. So lots of reasons for everything being at their height: the tables, the shelves, and then the materials that are carefully placed on the shelves. Also, everything is beautiful. Okay, so you'll notice when you walk into a Montessori classroom that the materials are made out of wood, or maybe even glass, like the glass beads, something that's very pleasing to the eye and also very pleasing to the touch. So it has an invitation through a tactile sense, and also through vision. And it's also very calming. When things are very beautiful and carefully placed, it provides a sense of calming for the individual and the child. So they walk in, they see that everything is neatly placed, and that's the next thing that I want to talk about is order. So everything is in its place, a place for everything and everything in its place. Beautiful materials. There's the language area, the sensorial area, the practical life area, the math, and then the cultural areas. And everything is very carefully placed and completely 100% prepared, because this provides for the child a sense of order. And children between the ages of 0 and 6 require a lot of order. They have not internalized order yet, so it has to be provided for them externally. So it seems a little counterintuitive, because people will ask, well, how are they going to learn how to be flexible? Well, they'll learn how to be flexible when they reach that second plane of development at age 6, because they've had consistency and routine and order in their lives as a 3 to 6 year old. So the classrooms provide a very consistency, routine, and order in terms of the setup of the environment. Everything's sequenced left to right, from the least challenging piece of material to the most challenging piece of material, left to right, top to bottom. everything's beautiful, everything's prepared the day before or the night before for the next day, so that there's the pencil is on the tray where it needs to be, the paper is replenished, the colored pencils are sharpened. The polishing bottles have polish poured in them, because it's very frustrating for a child to be excited about doing a piece of work and going to get it and it's empty or there's pieces missing. So lots of order, and simplicity. So beauty and simplicity. And just kind of moving forward now to think about your environment at home. If you have a 3 to 6 year old, try to think about ways that you can bring some of what I'm talking about into your home. Their bedrooms should be simple and orderly and beautiful. So it'll invite calmness and it'll invite respect. Toy boxes full of toys. Do not encourage children to be respectful or thoughtful with their things. All right, a nice shelf with things placed left to right, with appropriate activities that they can actually do independently. That invites care. And, oh, I have this beautiful material on this tray. I'm going to put it back on the tray when I'm finished with it. And then order. So, no clutter in the environments, and their schedule and routines should be very predictable every day. So as often as possible, getting up the same time every day, having breakfast the same time every day, leaving for school the same time every day. And when you're changing something in their routine, then you prepare them ahead of time. All right, and keep maybe even in the kitchen and in the living room, if there are ways that the child can actually help prepare food, and maybe there's a small table in the kitchen to help with that, or a stool, so the child can get up on the stool and help you prepare a meal. A glass or a plate that's in a lower shelf, so that they can actually set their own place at the table. These are just some ideas. And a bookshelf maybe in the living room, or a little area in the living room that has whatever it is I'd like to do, with some books on there or some Legos, but it was within reach of the child and it's orderly. And then there's an expectation that everything's put back exactly the way it was before the child chooses it. And they will, if they know that there's a place for it. And like I remember my first child, Jamie, had puzzles on her shelf, and she never lost a puzzle piece, because she always knew exactly where it went, and she would choose one piece of work at a time and then put it back. All right, so enjoy the environment, and notice that there's an outdoor environment too in Montessori that is inviting and unique, in the sense that we're encouraging fine motor development, gross motor development, large muscle movement, and social interaction and play. And so you can be thinking about that for your outdoor environments as well. Safety too, of course. All right, so I hope this is helpful. Just to kind of recap, in a Montessori environment, things are at the child's level. It's simple, so that it's not cluttered and not overstimulating. It's beautiful. And there's always a sense of order in the way that the environment is prepared and in the schedule of the day. All right, thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.